smoking some MacBaren HH Highland Mixture. Some of that whiskey, all kinds of different tobaccos in there. You know, that would be so hard to maintain a blend consistently year after year. I can remember reading a review, probably in Pipes and Tobaccos, about MacBaren and how that was their biggest challenge. I can imagine that. I don't know why I picked this one. You know how you do it? You just like pick a mixture and I don't know. It was right there. I guess it was in front of me, so I picked it. It's not a stunningly good mixture, I don't think, but you know, it's okay for now. On my way to work here. The Ravens. Mm-hmm. Where I live is much more like what in Scandinavia they would call a cabin or a little summer place. It's pretty minimal. And normally that's fine. 9 months out of the year that is fine. It's the winter where the cold kind of seeps in. I need to do a little better insulating. But I have a wood stove, a Norwegian Yurtle, a small one though, and it does okay. It takes a while to heat up. I use some little under rug heaters, low wattage heaters that provide kind of a radiant floor effect, which I find very nice. And I just leave those on all the time, so it kind of keeps it temperate in there when I'm gone. And then in the kitchen I have a little stainless steel Dickinson fireplace, a little propane fireplace designed for a boat. But it kind of helps in there. It's nice. Yeah. So anyway, that's how I do it. I could do whatever I wanted, but I don't know, I just kind of like that. My electrical system is probably not up for a mini split heat exchanger, which would be my real choice probably. And as I get a little older, I feel it a little more. So may have to do something. Not immediately, but at some point. Smoking in a BP Jum. And this tobacco smokes well enough that it actually works in this pipe. You know, it's got a pretty wide opening, pretty shallow. I love the look, but it'd be better if it was a little taller, I think. The chimney effect would work better. So working, we've been talking. One of my coworkers was thinking of retiring, and I work with him quite a bit out in the field. So I've kind of had to think about what we're going to do there. Probably be some more field work for me for a while, which is fine. That I have that property out at Big Valley, and I'm a little more conversant in logging issues, costs, concerns. Is a leg up there, actually. But, you know, working, I know a lot of people get kind of golden handcuffed to their job because they've been there long enough and they're making a certain level of income, and they just, you know, if you quit and went somewhere else, just the anxiety of that is kind of huge. And chances are good you'd have to start at a lower level and then climb back up. So the result is a lot of people, and they have mortgages, they have car payments, they have all kinds of payments, cost of living expenses. So I understand, it keeps them handcuffed to their job that they don't like. Ugh. To me, that is just a curse. And my little cabin here is super low cost, and that was the whole idea, was that no matter what I did for work, I would be able to stay living here. That it was so low cost that it was never in danger of being taken away if I lost my job. Plus, other than my pipes, I'm a pretty low cost of living kind of guy, so that helps. And these days it just isn't as much of a concern, but I continue to live that way because it's just kind of consistent with who I am. But there are a lot of people who are living right on the edge. They're spending right up to the limit of their income, and they're not really saving anything. Ugh. And in this country, the US of A, that's pretty perilous because we don't have the social safety net for retirement and so forth. We were talking on the train in Scandinavia, Norway and Sweden, with some folks in the UK about retirement and, how that all works and so forth. And yeah, they do it better. They do it in a more predictable, established way. So everybody has retirement, it seems like. Here it's pretty much whatever you do yourself. And of course, getting back to that discussion where people are living at or above their means, that doesn't work out very well. So, but I think the bigger issue, in a way, and that's just a discipline issue, a self-discipline issue, but is that people are doing jobs they don't like. Oh man, come on. It's the best part of every day, it's the best part of every week, it's the major part of every year. It should be something that you enjoy. And that dissatisfaction that comes with being in a job that you don't like just kind of permeates like a tarry, sticky uckiness that infects your coworkers, infects pretty much everything you do. And to me, the big issue is you need to have a job you enjoy. Or competence comes, through competence comes enjoyment. There are external forces, of course, the people you work with and all that. But all of that is in your head. It is not, you may work in a sewage plant picking out diapers from the conveyor line of overflow. I'm trying to think of the worst possible job, right? With people you hate. But it's all in your head. It's all in your head. And that highlights that we, in the US of A, but basically in Western cultures, in my experience, do a really poor job of that sort of self-examination, self-analysis that allows you to see that it's all in your head. The situation is what the situation is. But your response to it is all in your head. So that's really all many times that we have to deal with, that we can change, is what's in our head. And because people are untrained in that, they don't feel like they can change that. And so they feel trapped, they feel victimized. to me, that is one of the core problems in society. Do I have an answer? No, I don't. Sorry. But other cultures have tools to deal with those issues more effectively, I think, than we do. No conclusions here. No. Just talking about it. But I think it is, we have to recognize that it's inside of us. And that's where the problem is, and where the resolution is, or the working with that problem, is in your head. It isn't necessarily changing your scenario. It might be. It might involve that. I always read the obituaries in the morning paper. And there are some people who have been married 60 plus years. That's pretty amazing. And that indicates that they have worked things out. Pooey. Commendably, yeah. Because that's where it is in your head. All is in your head, If you have a horrible wife or husband or whatever, partner, how do you work with that? Is it more important to stay together and have the benefits of that? Is it, my brother, and it has always stuck with me, he and his wife, after 30 years of marriage, would go out on dates. They would get dressed up. They would go out to dinner and dancing as if it was a date, and kind of keep, the interest in the romance and the appreciation alive. I just thought that was highly commendable. Yeah, great stuff. Because a lot of times in relationships, this person's uncomfortable with that, so we don't talk about that. Okay. And, over here, they're uncomfortable with this, so we can't talk about that. And I'm uncomfortable with this, so they don't talk about that because it creates strife or discomfort. And pretty soon you're hemmed in by all the things you can't talk about, We can laugh, but it's a pretty serious issue. But again, those are life lessons. That's, how do you deal with that? Well, you recognize it, and then you talk about it, I think, honestly, in a way that isn't threatening and that isn't... But here I am thinking about solutions. Yeah. But your work is just a relationship. So we don't often see it that way. It's a give and a take. It is truly a relationship. So it's probably the second most, or even the primary, relationship in your life. So treating it with that perspective can be useful too. So anyway, just thoughts on a February day over a pipe. Somehow the pipe really stimulates discussion for me. I don't know what it is. It certainly does.